Thanks for joining another one of my mathematics tutorials. In this session, we will be looking at multiplication of two binomials. Now, a binomial expression is an expression consisting of two terms. For example, x plus 3 is one binomial, 2y subtract 4 is another binomial, and a plus b is another binomial. Now, let's say we are asked to expand or find the product of these two binomials. Now, in order to do that, we need to take each term from each one of those binomials and multiply it by each one of the terms in the other binomial. Let me show you. So, this is my first term in this binomial, and I need to multiply this both by this term and by this term. Then I'm going to take this term and multiply it by this term as well as this term. So I'm going to get 2x multiplied by x to give me 2x squared, and using that same term I have to multiply it by 3 to get 6x. Now I move on to my other term in that same first binomial. So I take positive 5, I multiply it by x, I get positive 5x. And I take positive 5 and I multiply it by positive 3 to get positive 15. Now I can simplify by adding like terms. I am going to get 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. And there you have it, your multiplication of your two binomials. Let's try another one. Here we have 2x plus 1 multiplied by x subtract 3. So I take that first term and I make sure I multiply it by each one of those terms in my second binomial. Then I will take that second term and multiply it by each one of those terms. So I'm going to get 2x multiplied by x gives me 2x squared, and 2x multiplied by negative 3 gives negative 6x. Then I move on to that second term. Positive 1 multiplied by x gives positive 1x. And positive 1 multiplied by negative 3 gives negative 3. Then I can simplify. These here are like terms, so I get 2x squared. Negative 6 plus 1 gives negative 5. And I put back my negative 3. Now, there's an easy way to remember which term needs to be multiplied by which term and in what order. There's an acronym called FOIL, and it goes like this. F stands for first, O outer, I inner, and L last. So I wrote back my binomials here, and let's apply this FOIL to our binomials. So it says I multiply the first terms. My first terms are these. Notice this is my first binomial and this is my second binomial. So the first term in this binomial is 2x. The first term in this binomial is x. So those are the two terms that I'm going to multiply. That is the first one. Or outer. My outer terms are going to be the ones at the outer ends. Notice this term is in the outer end, it's at the outside, and this term is at the outside. So these two terms are the terms I'm going to multiply next. Inner. These two terms are on the inside. So these are the two terms that I'm going to multiply next. And finally, last, this term here is last in this binomial, and this term is last in this binomial. So that's it there. First, outer, inner, last. That is the order in which you multiply your terms. I hope this may be more helpful in deciding which terms need to be multiplied and in what order. If not, just remember I take my first term and I multiply it by each one of those terms in my second binomial. When I'm finished with that, I move on to that second term and I multiply it by each one of those terms in that second binomial. Let's try one more. So I take that first term and I multiply it by each one of those terms in my second binomial. Then I'm going to take this term and multiply it by each one of those terms in my second binomial. So I'm going to get 5x multiplied by 2x. That gives 10x squared. 5x multiplied by negative 7 gives negative 35x. Next, I move on to that second term. Negative 3 multiplied by 2x gives negative 6x. And negative 3 multiplied by negative 7 gives positive 21. Then I can simplify by looking at those like terms. So I'm going to get 10x squared, negative 35, take away 6 gives negative 41, and I put back that x there, plus 21. And that's it. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more of my videos.